Hey everyone. So I want to talk a little bit about the pelvic floor. So if you're not breathing the right way and you're lifting and coming here, you're probably not going to be in your pelvic floor the right way. So the bony landmarks that I'd like you to think of are your two sit bones, your pubic bone, and your tailbone. You want to try to think of spreading all of them away from each other. Sometimes what people do is tuck their tailbone under and then they contract too much in the front. That's not going to integrate well into the breath, into the abdominals, into the shoulder stability, down into the legs and head, shoulders, knees, toes. So if you kind of think of a bandana having 4 points and we're trying to spread it out, now imagine if it rained, the water wouldn't collect on top because it's not sagging down. It'd be taut and then it would run off. Whereas when people do Kegels, they actually contract the muscle too much, which then shortens the muscle, which allows the water to collect in the rainwater, if I'm talking about. So think of the pelvic floor hammock, which is more inside the pelvis, as more organs than a muscle. So Kegels is a little more superficial. You want to try to think of inhaling through the diaphragm, and on the exhale, you want to try to think of pulling the front towards the back and the two sides in, and gently feeling a hammock. Fake it till you make it. And then release. Most of us don't release. If you're afraid of leaking, then do it in a safe place or protect yourself somehow. And then inhale, and then exhale, and gently try to feel the organ, that soft tissue just gently lifting here, and then release. So when I see people lift up through here as they do this, there's this unit here, level. If this lifts up more than this, that's not what I'm looking for. If this lifts up in here and this doesn't, that's not what I'm looking for either. To actually be in your pelvis is actually really hard work. And I teach Pilates and work it and teach it. So also try to think of lifting up and feel the organs, and also try not to do a Kegel. And then maybe at the last end, don't 100% do a Kegel and then gently release. Because you could be using the muscles the right way, but you're going too extreme into the Kegel contraction, and that could be the problem. So I know someone's written a book here about pelvic floor. If there's anything that we disagree on, I'd love to have a conversation. You can always just message me. If you want me to do a different video, I can. But trying to just be in the pelvic floor here is really hard. Also, what's really close in the pelvis is also your leg rotators of the hips. Some people use those instead of their pelvic floor. So if you had a pull in somewhere in your pelvis and then it hurts when you walk and you can't, or you move or you bend, then that's a sign to me that you've probably overstretched either a ligament, a tendon. It could even be a muscle down there, and that's when I use the Yamana balls and the fascia releasing tools in order to change the communication within the alignment of those things in order to rehydrate them, to get them to work more. Sometimes things get locked off, sometimes things get locked on, and then that's when working together with someone, I need to see how they move, to know what they're not doing in order to give them advice and where to go. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.